Let's welcome winter with the new Sage collection from GrowFam. Designed for growers who stay active no matter the season. Built for warmth and comfort, the Sage collection fits your lifestyle and keeps you moving throughout the winter's chill. Order now and save 10% off with promo code GrowFam10 at thegrowfam.com. Keep it organic.
What is up? Today is December 6th, 2024. Thank you guys so much for coming to another Fam Friday.
Yes, and a wonderful Friday it is.
I apologize in advance, guys. This might be a short one. I'm not feeling good at all. Have a fever, sore throat, whatever. It might have been from traveling, but
I feel like it's going around a lot lately.
yeah, it is what it is. But we're not gonna let that disturb anybody's vibe. We've got a bunch of beautiful people coming in today. We're going to show you guys the ins and outs of setting up your own grow tent and managing it. So let's play some tunes and welcome in some awesome guests and on screen and off screen. So here we got Sir Steve-O.
Hello, everybody. What's happening? Welcome, everybody, to Fam Friday.
Let's go.
Let's
we
do
got
it.
Kim Axtell from the Legit Beam Review.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Kim?
What's going on?
You look great, Kim.
Well, thank
You look
you.
healthy.
Getting there. Every day.
Kim just had a procedure done, and there was a lot of love for her in the comment section over there. I don't know if you got to read all that, but lots of love.
I got to read some of it. It was I was kind of out of it for 2 days. The anesthesia knocked me on my butt.
Understandable. And then last but certainly not least, the man who grows huge monstrous plants inside and out. We got Purple Hairs Gardens himself. What up, brother?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you all.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How's everyone's week been? How you guys week been so far?
I had a guy out to my house today to work on a quote for removing the soil out of my backyard. They're going to have to bring a bobcat in. So like a 3-foot one, 3 foot wide. So I'm excited about maybe getting that done.
What is he going to do? Excavate a little bit?
Huh?
Break up the ground?
No, they're going to remove the soil where I'm going to plant. So the perimeter of the yard, we're going to do 6 feet around the yard. He's going to take the soil out and then replace it with good soil.
That's good.
Sounds great.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be expensive. I don't know. I'm not completely committed to the idea of removing the soil. I'd rather rehabilitate it, but it's a lot of work to do that because that soil is just so nasty.
That's that clay.
It would take time too, right?
Yeah, well, it's more than clay. It's caliche. Caliche's like cement.
Ooh. I'm sure you could use it for something too. So
it's very high in alkalinity. It's high. I can't remember what all it's high in. There's a lot of nutrition in it. There's a lot of iron in it because it's red soil. So there's a lot of nutrition in it, but it's just extremely dense. And so, if it's a non-native desert plant, it's not gonna thrive in that soil. So, but I bought 100 pounds of sulfur. I can't remember, pellets, sulfur pellets, that's what they are. And that helps to break down the caliche. And I'm looking at maybe getting some gypsum and adding in there and stuff. It's going to be a lot of labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I imagine. Justin, we're going to get to all the questions here in a little bit. Just really quickly to touch on your answer is I would, if you have an open room there, I would definitely get a grow tent and put your exhaust, have it leading either outside or somewhere into the grow tent as well. So you can kind of bring in that fresh air. You can bring it in from outside during the daytime and, kind of have that fresh air coming in and then the exhaust out into your backyard.
Yeah. They come with that window, the window adapter. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So look for a 6-inch or an 8-inch, depending on what size ducting you choose to use or what size ducting your inline fan takes. and then just put it in your window.
They do. Most everyone I've ever seen comes with a square window adapter for you to close the window down on it. And it's if you have a window.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no windows. That's right.
Yeah, I think he
you
said he
can
doesn't
do
have a
the
window,
thing
though.
with it.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, okay.
Can I interject here for just a sec?
Yeah.
I'll interject here if I can get this angle right. You guys see where this black pipe's going right here? Or am I pointing
Right in
at
the
right here? See this black pipe?
Yeah.
Bam. Right to the attic.
Right.
And then I run
Yeah.
another pipe from up in the attic over to my stall, which is the vents that overhang from your roof outside, and it just pushes it right outside.
That's
Cool.
perfect.
If you
Yeah.
own, I wouldn't do this if you rent the place. If you need to own your home to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just don't mind losing your down deposit.
Mhm.
So, yes, Emily, congratulations on your win last week. Staggering Productions, thank you for coming. Dreadful Delights. Hashtag yes. So guys, please put in that hashtag Dreadful Delights after you have shared the live. You got to share the live out if you can, and keep tagging some people in here if you can. Let's go crazy on the tags. We got a special giveaway at 420. So once we get 420 people in, we'll be giving away another bottle of that micro brew from Fox Farm.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
But tonight
right.
we got
Last week it was Rostarina was our big winner of the nutrients.
That was a karma wheel last week. I think somebody even paid it forward, and then he won, wasn't it?
Wow.
I think it was it Donna, or was that the week before? I was thinking.
The week before, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hate to bore you guys, but if we're going to be heading off a little bit early tonight, I'm going to just jump into this Grow Tent presentation.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So enter that hashtag Dreadful Lights. Please share this out. Tag your friends. The more the merrier. The more people, the more prizes. We're about halfway there right now.
Yeah.
215 coming in. And that's on all the social medias. So Grow Tent setup and management.
Yes.
We're going to be going over some of the best grow tents to use and some of the best equipment to use. And this is not speaking from any sponsored results, guys. Just being really honest with y'all. To be fair, our sponsors are Hydro Farm, and we do have a couple other sponsors, but we're not basing this decision. If something is a better product, I'll tell you. And our picks, just so you know, don't contain any Hydro Farm products. That's a little hint. But they're all really, really good products. And, nowadays, a lot of the cheaper stuff, the stuff that used to be considered knockoffs or, subpar, they're getting better.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, they really are. Some of the names that we didn't like before are just they're outperforming some of their predecessors from before. So, keep a good eye out. A lot of times looking on Facebook Marketplace for used equipment is good. You got to clean them, either with hydrogen peroxide. A lot of people aren't a fan of bleach, but it really does kill everything. And it's very effective.
Yeah, and you really only need a cap full, in a gallon. It's not like, you need to drench it with bleach.
Exactly. So, guys, if you have any questions about your grow tent and your setup at home, please drop it in the comment section, and we will do our best. Maybe Steve-O can bring it up while I'm switching through slides here.
Okay.
So, grow tent. We got some sexy pictures of Dreadful Delights and I via AI. So feel free to laugh and
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't do AI pictures without them coming out like super sexy. So I'll leave it at that.
That's creepy.
Oh my goodness. It's awesome.
Very creepy.
So in order to choose your tent, we're gonna have to know a few things here. We're gonna have a smaller tent if we want one plant, maybe 2 plants. So 2x2 would work for that. If you want a medium grow, which is your 4 to 6 plants, which is the usual legal limit for more places, I'd recommend a 4x4. And an 8x8 or larger is a little more than homegrown. Not yet commercial, I wouldn't say, but they're definitely a bigger operation there than what most people need.
Mm-hmm.
So when choosing your materials, get a high quality reflective Mylar lining for maximum light efficiency. Some of these tents you'll see are better than others. And then look for something that's very sturdy with metal poles that connect into each other so they can support your lights, your fans, and any filters you might want to use. Some of that stuff gets heavy. All right, now these are some of the big brands in the industry. You guys can see. Let me take this one down. This banner's getting in the way.
I was going to ask you if you wanted me to pull that down. Yeah.
Appreciate you. And yeah, if there's any questions that come up, I'll try to fit that in as well. So going from grow tents from kind of most expensive to the best price ones, we've got the number one is Gorilla Grow Tent. They have the height extension, very, very dense fabric, light proofing technology. They're considered the premium option for growers. They are very expensive, but they are, kind of top of the line, so to speak. They're the Mercedes-Benz of the cannabis tent, grow tent. Next is the AC Infinity Cloud Lab Advanced Grow Tent. This is a thick tent. It's got thicker poles. It's got a 2000D canvas, meaning it's very, very durable. It won't rip or tear on you. And it's got light proofing technology as well. And it's there for a pretty competitive price point as well. Next, we've got the VivoSun, which is kind of right down the middle as far as price point. The VivoSun Mylar hydroponic grow tent, it's kind of the balance there between quality and affordability. It's a sturdy frame, not as sturdy as the AC Infinity or the Gorilla, but it is sturdy for the value. It's got reflective interiors, and it is one of the most popular tents on the market right now. And then next, we got an even cheaper grow tent here. It's the Mars Hydro Light. And I'd say actually the Mars Hydro Tent and the VivoSun tent are like around the same in quality, in my opinion. I've had them both. I think they're both decent. I think the Mars Hydro gives you a little bit more of a benefit by being the same quality, but for a little lower price tag. And then last but not least, you've got these low-end cheap tents that you can find on Amazon. They are an amazing value. And guys, let me just start by saying this. If you have a veg tent, or if you're starting clones or seeds, a little propagation tent, these low-end tents are perfect for what you're going to need. Okay, because you're not going to need crazy amounts of ventilation. The light's not going to be massive, and it is good for the value. Some of those brands include Topo Light, the Cool Grows tent, Green Hut, Melon Farm, which we've given away several Melon Farm grow tents on this show, and then the Atour. Now, what is our pick for the best grow tent out there for the money? This is my pick. And now this is the advantage of having a little mix here, guys. Like, I'm just going to show you guys what I would use, because the top questions that I have: what tent, what light, what ventilation, and what nutrients. So we're going to go over a little bit of that as well. So let's do it. And what IPM? That's actually the biggest one. What IPM? Because IPM seems to intimidate a lot of people. AC Infinity is my pick for the grow tent, and that's because it doesn't compromise quality, but it is a better value than the Gorilla Grow tent. Now, we have a Gorilla Grow tent. We also have an AC Infinity tent. The Grow Tent is very strong. I can do pull-ups on that thing. Me and Dreadful could both do pull-ups on that thing at the same time, and it can support our weight. But it's not necessary. Most of the things you're going to be hanging from that light, can be solved with this AC Infinity. I think it is personally the best tent for the value, for the money. Oh, look at this sexy one.
I like it.
Look at those guns.
Selling
Look at those
the gun show today, are you?
I got the tank underneath this. I'm being modest right now. If you like head on over to our website, growfam.com, thegrowfam.com. You can use promo growfam10 for your 10% off.
Is he supposed to be holding a light?
Yeah,
That's like a super thick light.
it's like a light ballast thing. It's like what the old Gavitas used to look like, kind of.
Mhm.
All right, so types of
The
lights.
original LED with a built-in ballast.
Yeah. LEDs are right now the most energy efficient. They have the lower heat output, customizable spectrums. They're the light that we're going to be discussing today because they have come a long, long way. They're the most efficient. We like to keep it organic here. They tend to mimic the sun in the most appropriate ways by being that full spectrum. But they also have the HID option, high intensity discharge. This is a light that you're definitely going to notice on your light bill. So this is why we don't really recommend it. But for veg state, you can use a metal halide for an HID, or you can use the HPS for flowering. We also recommend for veg, I love to use fluorescent lights because they're great for seedlings and for young veg plants or clones. But they're not really good in a large scale setup. So if you're at home using it in your grow tent, let's keep it cheap in veg, use the fluorescent light and or like a really cheap LED, or you can opt for LED the whole way. I would just stay away from HIDs unless you're in a commercial setup. You need a little more heat in your grow room. HIDs kind of offer that oomph, to the lighting cycle. It just puts out so much energy, and it's noticeable. You can really, change your flavor profile with HIDs. If you're using a mixed lighting application, I really like them in that, but it's not really necessary for most people. Now, light intensity, you can raise this. This is the bare minimums here, 18 to 24 inches in veg above the canopy. And now you can raise this if you have a variety that you want to stretch a little bit. But in flowering, you're going to want to drop it to tighten up that canopy and the intensity of your light, because that is when your plants are going to need it the most. So around 2 feet in veg, you can go a little up from there if you want to induce a little bit of stretching, lankiness to your plants. And people might ask, why would you want lankiness in your cannabis plants? Well, the longer the stalks, the more that they can potentially hold up. So if you have stout plants, either your light is too close, you might be overwatering. There could be a couple factors, but you want a little bit of stretchiness, even in veg, from your younger plants. The schedule, this is up for debate for a lot of people. Our opinion is the 18 hours on, 6 off for photosensitive genetics. Now, auto flowers might be different. You might get benefits at the 20-hour, 22 hours. But for photosensitive plants, typically the range there is 18 hours. This is going to be the best on your light bill. This is going to be what you need to keep the plants in veg.
Yeah.
Flowering stage, 12 on, 12 off. I'm sure everybody kind of knew that. Now, probably one of the most important questions that I get asked, what is the best light? Now here we've got the whole spectrum of lights for some of the top brands in the industry. The premium Mercedes kind of light that you guys could pick out is the Gavita. They are pretty dang expensive, let me just say that. When I say pretty dang expensive, you're going to pay $1,200 for a light, around $1,200. Pretty expensive. You can find them used on Marketplace for a better price, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This one that we're using as an example is the Gavita 1700E LED grow light. Broad, full spectrum light, suitable for plants in any stage, so you don't have to move your plants. Even though we recommend using a veg tent and a flowering tent, just so you can, increase that production and have a lower turnout time. And when you don't have a separate tent to veg out in, you're gonna miss out every time you go to harvest. You're gonna have to start your plant over again in the same space, and you're not gonna have that successful cycle. The cheaper option is the Gavita Pro, but is just as good. Just as good, I mean, if not better. This is one of my preferred lights here. This is the Grower's Choice ROI-E720 LED. Now it has a really, really high output of about 2,000 moles of power efficiency. Now this is really kind of at the top of where you need to be. It's got an onboard dimming function, and it has a fanless design for efficient heat dissipation. So it's moving around air within its system, but there is no fan, so you're not going to get that hot air blowing around. It's a very uniform heat dispersal that is great for both beginners and for people growing on a large scale.
Yeah.
Next is the Spider Farmer. Steve-O knows about this one right here because he's got it.
I do.
Which one is it, Steve-O?
We're all right. I've upgraded to the SF4000, which has a 5x5 footprint, they say. So I have it in a 4x4. And I upgraded as I upgraded my tents. I started out with the SF2000, which would be a 2-panel, and then the 4000, of course, was 4 panels together. But as far as price, my light bill, of course, and efficiency, I compared them, and I thought it was the best.
You wouldn't really be wrong there. It's great for all sorts of grow spaces. They utilize that Samsung diodes, which are really good, the LM30-1B, and it's good. It's a very, 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 very dependable light, and anybody who's used them would probably know. Next is the Flyzon. This is like a less known tent, but a lot of people will know what I'm talking about. I've personally never used it before, but it has this this technology called the COB technology that includes UV and IR for promoting the vigorous plant growth. Now, the UV and the IR, the infrared, it can be turned on, but it's not the best for long durations of time. So when you put on the IR spectrum, it's good for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it depends on what you have. If you have a full UV bar or full IR bar, I would not use it for less than or for more than 15, 20 minutes. It promotes crazy vigorous growth. The plants need to defend themselves from the heavy amounts of UV and IR, so they will produce more trichomes as like a sunscreen for them. So it is a pretty cool technology. However, from this exact one-on-one spectrum, I would just recommend getting your own UV or IR bar light. It's just its own individual light, and then have that go on once per cycle for about 15 minutes. And that'll get you everything that you need. It doesn't need to be built into some technology, even though at this price point, having that as an option, the Flyzon, that's pretty good in my opinion too. On the lower end, but not quite on the lower end, a great beginner light is the Mars Hydro. There's a couple options for Mars Hydro, but this is the TS1000. This is probably one of the most common beginner grow lights that you can find on the market. It's affordable, it's efficient, full spectrum, suitable for all stages. And it's good for a small grow. It's good for a medium-sized grow. For a large grow, may not be the best just because it doesn't have that big light curtain that these other lights do have. And then at the low end of these lights, we've got the Faceta, the Bestava High Tech and then other no-name lights. If your light doesn't have a name to it, you need to be doing some research, checking out those reviews, see what other people say about them before making your purchase. The biggest issue, a lot of these lights do kind of run around similar spectrums, and they do have a similar output. But the big thing is heat. Heat is your number one game, and if you can get a light that affects your heat the least, then you're going to be having a good light. What is the best light that we'd recommend for everyone here at GrowFam? It is the Spider Farmer SF4000 LED. Now, take this note, guys. For younger plants, any of these low light options or even a fluorescent light is a great option. They're not necessary in veg. Honestly, I would not veg out my plants in this SF4000. I would just throw out my my plants that are in flower into this grow tent, and then I'd flower under this.
That's what I did. I used that light that I got from you, the T5 light, the Hydrofarm light. It wasn't coming to my head for some reason, but the Hydrofarm light, I used that all through veg, and then I switched the light out to the 4000 during flower.
And that's the way to do it. I mean, you guys are gonna have the greatest curtain of light draping on your plants is what you want, and then it's not going to reflect your light bill. So, Kevin, yes, you can use normal.
We see
lights.
we're at almost 350 people watching.
What's that?
Shit.
I have all the questions starred so that we can go over the questions.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. So Willow, heat stress with LEDs. Absolutely, you can run into street stress with LED lights. They do run significantly colder or cooler than HID lights, but a lot of the internal ballasts that are in there are just putting out a lot of heat. Now, as Chris, what would you say your favorite light is?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, none of them are on the list.
What's your favorite light?
Historically, the Hydrofarms that I run, I had a Hydrofarm light before I even linked up with GrowFam. It's the PhotoBio 440, Phantom Pheno 440, Hydrofarm
Nice light.
440, yeah. So that's what I've been running in my 2x4 tent for a year or so before I even hooked up with you guys. And then the T5, the 8 bulb, the AgroBright, that's hanging in the tent behind me right now because it's just a big light, and it fits great in there. I've used really historically high pressure sodium and metal halide whenever I did indoor grows in the past, because that was the thing. Like when I stopped doing like bigger indoor grows and went predominantly outdoors, LEDs were just like a new thing. And really then it was just blurples, like those funny purple red, small. A lot of them were homemade, home built. Like it was hard to get your hands on LEDs then. So my biggest experiences with using the high pressure sodium and the metal halide. Even when I got back into growing, I finally got one of the conversion ballasts to where all you do is change the bulb and switch the dial. And it was able to adjust 3 or 4 different wattages of light. But anybody that's ever done that before, the heat you get from using those bulbs, and it would just shut me down in the summertime. I couldn't do any grow in the summertime, period, because I didn't have the big ACs to keep the areas cool. So I am going to chime in on a cheap option that you will find on Amazon. Ash made a keynote earlier talking about one of the other cheaper lights. Anything that utilizes that Samsung diode for your LED light, as long as that is in the description and it's verifiable that is the diode they used. There's a brand called King LED that I use that I like. I've got about 8 of those lights. They're listed as a 2,000 watt light, but you know how that goes. I wouldn't say you can, like, one light is going to flower more than like a 2x2 area, but they do well. Like I used one of them for the Ogreberry Auto from 2020, that test run they sent me seeds to try out. And it was in like a 2x3 area, and that light did amazing for me. Beautiful buds, beautiful colors. And you know, so like you mentioned before, you don't have to spend that money on the most expensive light, especially if you're a new grower. Try something smaller, make sure you've got the touch, the green thumb for it first. And then if, you know, you get your environment dialed in with everything else and you want to up your game, then, you know, trade those lights in, buy them off Marketplace, or get you a brand new one if you can. But don't feel like you have to go spend big money on a big name just to get a good quality harvest, because you don't.
Mhm.
Here's a good light.
Yeah. You said that King LED has the Samsung diodes in it as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I also, Chris, I started off with a couple of King LEDs that were 1,200 watts. They were smaller ones, and they were the Blurple lights. And that was the first ones I bought, and I grew great plants my first round with that light, with those lights. I did. I only switched to LED because Mama was young.
Are a Blurple.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the King LEDs are an actual are a Blurple light, but they do have two switches, one for veg, one for bloom. So that does switch the spectrum on it. So the veg is going to be more of a bluish color, the bloom is going to be more of that orange purple color. But when you flip them both on, you just get this crazy, weird purple blurple, red blurple color.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of good questions coming in.
Yeah, I've got 27 of them for you if you want to go through any of them at any time.
Yeah, really the lights are going to be pretty comparable nowadays as far as the spectrum. You can throw out some serious heat with a pretty regular light as long as you have the rest of your environment really dialed in. That's why we're picking this Spider Farmer option. You can get it for like $300, sometimes a little bit better. If you got coupons or sales or anything going on, and you know, you don't have to spend that crazy amount of money like my PhotoBio. And I do love PhotoBio. I love the customer service. I love the consultants that help you out along the way if anything's going wrong. Their troubleshooting is some of the best in the industry. But it at near $1,000 a light, it does get pretty pricey.
Yep.
And that's exactly why right there, Michael, is just for the value, for the price point. This is, and from my opinion, is kind of the best light to get for the price point. Not necessarily because it's going to outperform the Gavitas or the Phantom PhotoBio, but it is going to do it without breaking the bank. And remember, if you guys find things on Marketplace, use it. But
Clean it first.
clean it
Well,
first.
I find that the Blurple lights are actually nice in the wintertime too, because they keep that warmth and you don't have to run the heater.
Blurple lights, my goodness, that
Yep.
reminds me. That was a lot of fun. So a Black Dog is my favorite Blurple light.
Black dog.
Black Dog. Another sexy picture of AI generated Ash and Dreadful. You're setting up some ventilation. This is a really important part, guys. So if you're skimping on the light, you're not gonna go too crazy on that. You're gonna have some heat problems. So how are you gonna offset that? We're gonna choose the right ventilation package so we get a good airflow in our grow environment. Inline fans, these are the way to go. Use these exhaust fans to remove hot or stale air and ensure proper circulation in your grow room. Carbon filter is usually attached there too at the end, and that is to help odors. If you guys are in an illegal state or you just want to keep those pesky neighbors from being so curious, a carbon filter is the best way to go. However, carbon filter for really, really stinky plants, guys, it's just not. It's not going to do it. If you guys
still smell it.
Yeah, if you got a really stinky variety or you're growing a lot of plants, you're overdoing it, it's going to stink. And most of the time, it is gonna stink. So that's okay. Ducting, this usually comes in 4 to 8 inch sizes, and that is the general way of doing it. You'll lead the ducting from your inline fans and your carbon filter out of the room. You can have ducting coming in the room so you can get some fresh air in there. Oscillating fans are a great way to prevent hot spots. That's heat building up in different parts of your grow room, just stagnant air heating up, and it strengthens the stems of your plants. Very, very good to have the oscillating fans. And our favorite way to use oscillating fans in the grow room, a lot of them come with clips, but there are 3D printed pieces that you can get that perfectly fit oscillating fans. And you can clamp them onto the corners of your plants or the bars on your plants, and you can have an oscillating fan wherever you want it to be. So you don't have to depend on the clamp. Sometimes for me, the clamp will get knocked over, it'll fall on a plant, or it'll just lose its grip over time. And it's pretty common for me. I'm just a very clumsy person at times. Now, what is... Now he's talking about the size of his package. They're going to get thrown off the air.
Yeah.
Sorry. Had to look at that.
You said something about the size of a package earlier, and he made a joke.
Got him. Now, there are a bunch of different ventilation companies you can use. We're going to range them again from the highest cost to the lowest cost. And then we're going to tell you why we chose the one we chose. And yeah. So the most expensive one is going to be the AC Infinity Cloudline series. That is probably one of the biggest names of products that they carry. That they're famous for their ventilation duct fans, and they keep precise controls in your grow environment. They really do. I can say that from experience. I don't run into temperature issues when I'm using an AC Infinity inline fan. The next, and this is probably the oldest inline fan, is the Hydrofarm Active Air. This is the first one that I've ever had. I have one in every size. I have a 4-inch, I have a 6-inch, I have an 8-inch. And it comes in a nice big package. Just kidding. They're really known for their durability, their efficiency, and their long-lasting, output. You'll have this inline fan for up to a decade. I've had my inline fans for around a decade, and they're still moving air. So it's a great ventilation package, and it is probably one of the most common ones you'll find in any grow store. It is a little bit more on the pricey side, though, and in my opinion, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think it is worth the cost with some of the more advanced technology that they have out there. The Active Air has its same technology that it's had for the last 10 or so years. There are some new attachments from Active Air that's owned by Hydrofarm that they've put in with this, and that's including a light dimmer and a whole control panel that can control your entire environment, and it's great, but it doesn't make the inline fan any bit smarter. Let's say that. Next, we got the TerraBloom. A lot of people say a lot of great things about the TerraBloom ventilation package. It's very energy efficient. It's quiet. It makes that really ideal for growing inside, where the reduction of sound is important. Sound, guys, by the way, is a big indicator of heat, just so you guys know that. And efficiency. So things that are a little more quiet tend to run a little more efficient. Things that are loud and rickety are going to use more power, and they're going to probably even make their own heat, which is really kind of what we're trying to get away from by having the inline fan in there. The fans are designed to be effective ventilation while minimizing energy consumption. I can tell you that from experience. The TerraBloom is a great product. It is kind of like mid-range on the cost spectrum. It's not too pricey. It's still not too cheap either. Next is a up-and-coming company. They're really doing some work here. It's called the iPower ventilation package. The iPower is a selection of ducting inline fans and kits that balance performance without breaking the bank. They're designed to facilitate proper air circulation and odor control. That's kind of one of its big selling points there, is it comes with an odor control package. It has its own filter that comes in there. And having that 2-in-1 system is really, it's desired by a lot of people. Instead of wanting to do one or the other, you can do both of them in one package. And the only thing about the iPower is you are going to run into issues with that activated virgin charcoal filter going stale after some time. It's not the best filter. It's not something crazy like fresh. Ash, can we expect a good quality tent in the giveaway section? Liam, one of these days. We didn't do one today, but maybe if we hit the numbers that we need to hit. What are we at right now? 320.
320
All right. If we hit 420, I'm gonna give away a Melon Farm tent.
Whoa.
Let's
Start
do it.
tagging. Let's go.
With your friends, if we get 420, we're gonna give away a Melon Farm tent. All right. Thanks for asking, Liam.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is our choice? All right, guys. Our choice again. The winner of this one is AC Infinity. The
right.
Cloudline series and their controller AI are absolute game changers. And I know Steve-O and I were talking about this before the show. It's a smart ventilation package. People pay a lot of money to have their grow environments on a commercial level be completely automated like this with AI technology. So
yeah,
I would definitely recommend spending a little bit of extra money for this controller AI. Cloudline series is fantastic, but I want you guys to know that if you're using a veg tent, that this is not necessary. You can use any of the cheaper options. You don't even have to use an inline. If you're doing veg, you kind of want to, promote that humid environment, especially for young plants. It's really not necessary. But if we're going to choose one for flower, this is it. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. I agree.
I have
Absolutely.
2 of those. I have 2 AC Infinities, and I really like them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Mars Hydro.
And I can actually speak from experience on both sides. The Vivo Sun, I've run both. I've run the Vivo Sun and I have an AC Infinity. The Vivo Sun, it looks cool. It's, they got a little easy mount metal plate that goes behind it, but without a doubt, when it comes to the versatility, I'm sorry, I'll throw that back up there again. When it comes to the versatility, AC Infinity is where it's at, though. This is a great controller right here for a basic little setup. If you're just doing a couple plants in one of those smaller tents, like Ash mentioned, this can even actually run your lights, your inline fan, your circulation fans for inside. But what it cannot do is, I don't think you can incorporate so many other attachments to it like the AC Infinity you can. AC Infinity's dropping all this new dope equipment, these heaters, ACs, humidifiers, you got dehumidifiers, you got all this extra stuff now that AC Infinity's dropping specifically from just that their company's making, that is incorporated into these new controllers from AC Infinity. So you get a one-stop shop and you start picking up the AC, the newest AC ones. You also can do off your phone, so you can link all the controllers to one spot on an app on your phone. Can control each individual tent, each individual fan in each tent. So I mean, AC Infinity is definitely where it's at with the new everything they're doing with the ventilation.
Yeah, the controller 69 was it had Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so that you could do anything from your phone. Now the new one, though, oh my goodness! Like Ash said, it's got the AI program. It will kick on anything. I think it has 8 ports in it instead of just 6. And heaters, like Chris said, they make specific USB-C controllers and stuff for it, and it works flawlessly, and it's affordable. I believe it's about $169 for the AI controller right now.
Wow.
That's not bad at all.
That's the newest thing that they offer there.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I want to remind you, when choosing an inline fan, CFM is pretty important. Now, if you want a fan with good CFM, I'd recommend getting something at the bare minimum, like 190, 200 CFM. And some of these fans go up to 400 CFM for airflow. And that's basically the air exchanges, cubic feet per minute of airflow. And to kind of go over all of these and see where we're at for the price points and the amount of CFM, the amount of airflow that these are pushing out, along with noise. So one of the things you don't really want is too much noise. It's interrupting the chi of your grow room. You want to go in there and it's nice, it's calming, and it doesn't sound like, oh, what is Chris doing next door? He must have a grow light. I hear a bunch of loud fans. That's one thing you just really don't want. That VivoSun that he's holding right now, it offers a 195 CFM airflow at 30 decibels, which is pretty loud. It's not terrible. And there are other ones in this section that are louder. But it's also known to be a little less durable, loud, like we said, and the CFM is on the lower spectrum of what I'm recommending. But at 195 CFM, that's the 4-inch, and that's what I'm going to be using as an example, either the 4-inch or the 6-inch. The iPower puts out about 190 CFM, but it generates about 50 decibels of noise. So that one is even louder, and you don't even get all of the advantages of the airflow either. So that's kind of my least favorite of them, and maybe some of that has to do with the carbon filters attachments that are in there. But it is a cost-effective solution for a lot of people. I know Patrick Chasteen. I saw him in the chat over there. He uses the TerraBlue, which is a great model, but it does have one of the lowest air exchange in here off this list. It provides only 141 CFM, but it is super quiet at under 20 decibels per inline fan. So people love its durability. It's a very well put together, well built product. It's very efficient, but it is a mid-range choice for growers. It's got a good reputation for not breaking down on you, being very reliable. But not like the Hydrofarm Active Air series. Now, this is the beast of them all. It is mid-high range. It's loud. It is very loud. But it puts out 6-inch fan has 400 CFM of airflow in it, which is unbelievably crazy. They come with mounting options. A lot of them are not up to date. So the mounting options that it has is a little hanging ballast and a couple zip ties and stuff that it comes with. It's really nothing that crazy. A lot of it's outdated, and for this specific reason, I'm not putting it up at the top of the line, just so you know. It's close because of the amount of airflow that it puts out, a whopping 400 CFM. But the number one winner here, I'm going to put this at the Cloudline series, as Steve-O said, or the AI controller series. So specifically that one, 350 plus CFM at only 30 decibels, includes smart controls, temperature and humidity. It's kind of like a set it and forget it inline fan. AC Infinity is just known for their performance, their advanced features and adaptability with other products that they have. They're like the iPhone of ventilation and grow products. And for that reason, our choice is the AC Infinity.
And another big bonus of buying from AC Infinity is their customer service. If anyone has ever dealt with their customer service, they are amazing. Half the time, if it's under warranty, they just want a video of it not working, and there it goes. It's coming to you. From the experiences that my friends have had, not me personally, but they've told me.
It's good. Master Rochi's not feeling well. Sorry. I know I put him in here, but he's not going to be coming on. He's sick in bed. He's probably not what we got.
Yeah, there's a lot of pneumonia going around right now. You got to be careful.
And then next, now we're speaking of environments. It's really important to think about the temperature and humidity. Temperature overall, that's kind of the most important thing. If you're just a control one, vegetative stage, we're going to keep that a little bit higher, ranging from 70 at the bare minimum to around 85 degrees. The flowering stage, we can keep it cool, 65 to 80. If you really want to promote some of those terps and some coloring, some nice purples and good colors in there, I recommend going down to like 61. Anything below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, your plant starts to turn off functions of reproducing. It stunts. It doesn't take in nutrients as well. You run into a lot more issues. You don't have to water as much. It can cause rot because of that, because people continue their same watering schedule, and it does cause some issues. So if you're doing that for the sake of trying to get nice flavorful purple, nice colors in there, I would recommend going down to 61. Just be careful with how much you're watering and how long you keep it there for, and watch it as it doesn't go below 60 degrees. Humidity, for outdoor, it's completely different. Now, the same things happen, like plants aren't taking in nutrients like they should at 40, 30 degrees, but they are more resilient. I want you guys to know that. Outdoor plants just have it in them. As far as humidity, seedlings and clones, they love humidity. 65 to 70%. You can go even higher. 80% is fine. Same thing goes for veg, 40 to 70%. Please do not let it go below 40%. I like to keep those numbers a little bit higher. But that's the bare minimum. In veg, they are just needing a little bit more humidity. That's the ideal. And it all really depends on the temperature in your environment as well. During flower, you don't want it to go over 50%. 40% is my sweet number. I love flowering at between 30 and 40% in late flower. This avoids any mold because your plant is very moist as is. Like, it's a fragrant flower that stacks moisture upon moisture upon moisture. This is why we need to avoid the humidity spikes in flower. And it's not just a consistent temperature or humidity rather at a certain level. A lot of that has to do with these crazy spikes. So if you have 17% during the day and then 40% at night, that 30% humidity drop can cause issues. It can cause your plant to mold out, and you just don't want that. So make sure that you're using a thermometer or hygrometer or one of these really, really good, effective inline fans that will turn on once the humidity drops too much, and you can set it and forget it with this AC Infinity one. Or it shuts off when the the humidity gets too low. So it's pretty interesting there. Now, a question we get all the time, IPM. I'm about to release the greatest organic at-home IPM regimen that you can get. This is it. It's simple. I'm going to give you guys all the options, and you guys can pick from there. There are more options as well, but there's just a few factors of what you really need. Prevention is key. Number one is keep your grow room clean. Always have sticky traps out so you can kind of see if pests are getting caught in your media. A lot of times people don't even know they have pests
That's right.
until they see something caught up on a trap.
And
Or
they can go unnoticed
They
because
can.
they're small. And then you don't see them until your plant's already like eaten or destroyed. You
Mhm.
Or it's an infestation. Yeah.
one
know?
of
And by
those
then it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
one of the best examples for that is russet mites. You don't even see them until it's just too late. And if you see them, it's probably too late. So having a rigid IPM is the best way to go. It's the best to keep it organic. You can use some of these products that I'm going to mention. You can even use predatory insects if you need to. However, predatory is not my favorite indoors. It's not sustainable indoors. It's great to have outside so populations can live for generations. And this is why we use predatory insects outside.
Nothing like
And
the
we
ladybug in your house.
You don't want ladybugs all over your indoor plants.
Right? All in your house.
In your bug. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to
So-
go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they won't go anywhere if you're inside of a tent. And you do not want to smoke a ladybug, as cute as they are.
Shells and everything else. Yeah. Ugh. No thanks.
So beneficials are great if you're going outside and you want to omit some of these sprays, but I just would not recommend them indoors. That's my opinion. Now, these are some of the types of sprays that you can use that are organic. Now, in incorporating sprays, I recommend using at least 3 modes of action. Now, a mode of action is basically what you're using and the way you're using it to prevent pests and improve resistance to disease. Insecticidal soaps are up there at the top. They're some of the most common things that people use. Horticultural oils, neem and or azadirachtin is awesome. I mean, there's certain
Smells
times.
good.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a preference, but I love the smell of neem.
it's good.
It smells good.
I'm Indian. I might be a little biased. We drink the neem tea and all that sort of stuff. But it's very, very, very effective. It's systemic, and I like to use it at different parts of the plant's growth to facilitate an systemic mode of action. Pyrethrins, very, very common to use. Biological insecticides is 5, 6 essential oils. Now I'm just going to put this out there. This is one of my least favorite essential oils because of its volatility. You have to constantly use sprays, and I like to use just a few. I don't like to spray every day. I like to build up my plant's immunity so it can take care of itself during the flowering stage. So I'm not spraying these during flower for the most part, unless we have to. And then last but not least, or last but possibly least, is Spinosad. Captain Jack's is one of the best brands that you can get of Spinosad, but it can be harmful to bees.
Hmm.
And then after you're doing your IPM, your rigid IPM, we're going to go over what we use. Remember to do your daily checks. Keep a grow log. Monitor the health of your plants. I like to number my plants and say, hey, Blueberry Kush B is really not looking too good. And I'll put that in my grow diary. And over then we will treat Blueberry Kush B with a little bit more. We'll keep a better eye on it. We might even hand clean them. But this is what we like to use. This is our IPM for indoor growing, for a grow tent on a small scale. Now, if I'm talking commercial, what I use is the Regalia line. Regalia is, oh my goodness. It has biologicals. It has it's fungicides. It is everything all in one system. It's absolutely amazing. But for this, we use Azamax. We do that one time early on in the life cycle. So like right when we get a clone, we'll do a dip, and we'll dip our cutting into the Azamax. And this is a young clone. We'll dip it, we'll swirl it around, and then we'll let it dry before we move it onto its container. So this is before transplant, and this is usually in a root cube or rock wool or something like that. So we're not getting any dirt inside of our solution. We're just taking the root cube, flipping the plant over, dipping and swirling in the Azamax solution, and then putting it into its container. Dr. Zymes is our biological. This is a fermented yeast, and it works fantastically. Fantastically, I made that word up.
Yeah, Dr. Zymes, that's a big brand. I've heard of that many times. Yeah.
It's a great OMRI listed product. It is your biological. We like to use one systemic, one biological, one insecticidal soap. And then if we need, we'll use pyrethrins or we'll use Monterey Bacillus thuringiensis. So, and then last, Pyganic is up there as well. Pyganic is an OMRI listed pyrethrins solution, concentrated, pretty darn expensive. It has gone down in recent years. So this is the brand that I would recommend. This is the brand that we use. And then Dr. Bronner's. We spray this Dr. Bronner's on the plants, in the tent, on the floor, outside of the tent, on the ducting. We spray this stuff everywhere. And what it does is it doesn't only disinfect, it also kills soft body insects or larvae if they exist, and they will not harm your plants. So they're really great. They have a little bit of essential oils in them already, so you can pretty much apply them as much as you want, as much as you need, and it won't affect your plant. It's good stuff.
Like the perfect soap for everything too, not just plants. Like hand soap, laundry soap, dish soap, like perfect soap.
And that's another reason we use it, is because we can use it for so much things.
Very versatile.
And if you're going to use an insecticidal soap, like, why not use something that you wouldn't mind on your body or on your plates,
right?
And something why not? Why wouldn't you? And then Pyganics and Monterey BT, these are more for specific pests. Pyganic you use when you're the first sign of aphids or mites or a whole array of things. And then Monterey is really, really good with caterpillars outside. I've seen some people have caterpillars inside, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
You don't have caterpillars inside.
I've seen it. Nature finds a way, especially if you forget to close your grow tent. It happens.
They like that light.
So Azamax as an early clone, we'll dip it, and then 5 days before flower, we'll use it again as a soil drench and or as a spray. And the reason we do 5 days before flower is because the half-life of Azamax on the leaf is 1.5 to 2 days. So if we're doing 2 days, we have the half-life after 2 days, and after 4 days, it's completely gone. We're just having one additional day just to make sure that there's nothing in there. And we could do this later. We could even do this as late as, first week of flower. But we don't take any chances. We anticipate that our plant's health is going to be strong enough because these boost your plant's ability to fight off diseases. So we're going to anticipate that happening, but we have our backups, our Pyganic, our Dr. Zymes, our Monterey BT. We have that as a backup to use in case there are any pests that are present. What do you guys use at home?
I've used neem oil in the past. My wife does not like the smell of it. It doesn't bother me, but she doesn't like it. But I've used neem oil. Luckily, knock on wood, I've never had an infestation of anything, spider mites, anything like that. But I had, when I first started growing, I used neem oil as a preventative. And, I stopped doing that actually by the advice, of others to just use it constantly. But, yeah, that's my experience. That's it.
Neem oil is great, but azadirachtin from Azamax is the active ingredient that is in neem oil. So you get a little bit more of a concentrated, clean product than you would just the neem oil. The neem does provide that polish, which is really awesome, that Azamax doesn't really seem to be so effective at doing it. So the neem oil, it'll make it all shiny and stuff, and plants don't like to bite into that that neem coated surface of the leaf. So thank you for coming, Patrick. It's his anniversary, 12 years with his wife. Have a great night.
Congratulations.
I like the Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap.
Mhm.
That's what I use. I tried growing in grow tents a few years back, my first attempt, and I got the worst case of aphids. And I took out all my plants and threw them outside and said the heck with tents.
I hear you there.
So this setup is good from prevention to execution. Basically, it'll cover the whole gamut for you.
Yes, and we like to switch our modes of action to multiple things because we're targeting different types of pests if and when they come, and we prevent what's called superbugs. We prevent pest immunization from these chemicals, these natural organic chemicals and compounds, because Mother Nature always finds a way. We talk about that all the time. They will always find a way. So if they can build up a tolerance to some of these things that we're using, then we just switch our mode of action. So if they're not killed by one thing, they'll be killed by another thing. So, and yeah, I know it sounds like a lot. These are kind of expensive products, but you know what you're smoking. You know it's all OMRI listed. Every single product that's listed here is organic. It's certified by OMRI, which is the United States organic certification that a lot of companies need to have to perform in a commercial setup. And it's just a bragging rights. You have an OMRI listed product, you're doing well. You really are. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth about nutrients and medium, and that is because if you have all these other things dialed in, your light, your environment, your humidity, and your temperatures, the last thing that you should be all that concerned about is what nutrients you're feeding.
I think that goes down to preferences too. There's a lot of grows that are very different, and everyone has different styles of growing too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of more of a personal. This is where you make your tent yours and figure out how you want to do it.
Grow with what you know. If you're using something synthetic, just make sure that your ppms aren't too high. Make sure that your pH doesn't go out of whack. And make sure that you are progressively overloading on the solution that you're using as your plant gets a little bit older, builds up a little more resistant, and can handle some of the concentrated solutions that you're going to give it. When picking a soil, it's important. Cannabis specifically needs to be well draining, nutrient rich, ideally compost rich, ideally organic, rich in organic material like active bacteria, mycorrhizae. Soilless mixes are the most common type that people use, and the foundation for these mixes are coco coir or peat moss. Some of them have a mixture of both combined with perlite. That is the bare minimum there for a soilless mix. And when you guys are buying a lot of mixes online, a lot of times you're buying these soilless mixes. For instance, Happy Frog is a soilless mix. It is coco coir with perlite and a bunch of other amendments in there. It is a light mix, and they do that for shipping, but it's also great for drainage. It's awesome. Hydroponics, it's recommended for advanced growers. So I would recommend starting off in soil. It's more forgiving. You don't have to be an expert to have a successful grow in hydroponics. However, if you are a noob and you want to start off in hydroponics, be a student of it. Always be in your plant business. Always be up in their junk, making sure that they're doing well. Make sure to keep that grow diary. It is not any bit more important to use it in any other setup but hydroponics. Hydroponics is the most important setup to be organized in. If you're not organized when you're growing in hydroponics, you're setting yourself up for failure. What did I feed last week? What was my ppm? What was my pH? What was my my macronutrients. Like these are really, really important when you're dialing in your hydroponic setup. So use a water-based system for fast growth, like Sir Steve-O's doing. We're going to show off a video here at the end of Chris building his tent and Sir Steve-O showing us how he's got his ventilation set up and his RDWC buckets going.
Oh, we have a another special guest to join us. It looks like. Let's welcome Ashley to the show.
What up?
How
Happy
y'all
Friday,
doing?
especially.
Wasn't sure if I'd make it or not, but I did.
Smasher's Garden, everyone.
Everybody.
Had to.
Oh shit, 320 in. You just need 100 more.
Well, we're at 380 and we're trying to get to 420 to make Ash
Yeah.
give away a tent.
I'm loving these pictures of you guys, by the way. Those are awesome.
I know, right?
I think they're kind of creepy, honestly.
Some of them are.
She's like very, very. I don't know. They're kind
Oh.
of creepy.
I love
See,
how I look.
I
Like,
get it though, but they look good.
I look so different in each one. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
they couldn't have the same guy, like the whole time. I don't know.
What's
But,
up, everybody?
Great
hey,
to
look
see
at all
you.
that love.
Yeah, we're talking about nutrients and soil medium right now.
Oh,
What do
awesome.
you think?
Awesome. See, I'm still new to learning what each soil batch needs for what it's growing. I just use chicken poop.
I saw somewhere in the comments section, hey, I'm trying to grow in my garage. Does anybody
Yeah.
have tips for that? And you might be
Oh,
the first
shit.
person to ask for that.
Yeah, so I actually have the AC Infinity heater set up with the controller, so it's able to control like the temperature, and you can like set it like how high you want the fan or whatever. But yeah, I have a light in there with my tower garden, and then the tent that I have is the Vivo Sun, the 4x4x8 foot one, and it's growing great. I just picked the grimy bubblegum off there today.
Fire. That's awesome.
My
So
tent,
I
my
grew-
garage is very cold, so I had to have the heater.
So I
And-
grew 1 year. I grew 1 year in my garage, and I got a rat.
Oh.
So you got to be careful of rodents,
Oh yeah, definitely.
rodents and humidity. If you
I
don't
have cats to keep my rodents away, so I don't have to worry about that.
Just keep the cat hair out too.
Yeah. Well, the tent is sealed, so I don't have to worry about that. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like if a mouse chews through it.
Mhm.
Say
Yeah,
that.
gosh, I guess I'll keep an eye out for that just in case.
Well, that mint, Dr. Bronner's mint, that Kim was talking about earlier, is pretty effective at deterring mice and rodents.
Oh yeah, they don't like strong smells. Even if you make, those little drawstring little bags, if you put like a cinnamon stick in there, red pepper flakes, cloves, and just stick those bags all throughout where mice try and get in, you're golden. They will stay away.
So, what if you were trying to make? Because I know the IPM was beforehand. What could you do that like as an indoor pest deterrent for like insects and everything? And what would
Yeah.
I use to make like an insect pouch?
An insect pouch, I would definitely actually made an anti-bug balm this summer. I used rosemary in it, thyme, and actually you can bundle those for your campfires too in the summer, and the smoke
Yeah.
will help keep those mosquitoes away too. But what else did I use? Clove. You can use lemongrass. You can
Yep.
use citronella. You can use gosh, what else did I put in there? I don't even remember at this point. But those are a few herbs at least that you could put into a plant pouch.
Keep them bugs away.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's
Chad,
the way to do it.
Chad has some good advice for the garage. He says elevate your pots off the cold concrete floor.
Oh yeah.
Root zone warm if you can put it up on a platform or something. What do you
That's-
think of that idea, Ash?
That's smart. That's
Yeah.
really, using your environment to, or using props to make your environment better, like a piece of wood, a flood tray, things
Yeah.
that can't, absorb
Cut down a
that
pallet too or something.
Yeah,
cold.
right.
Great
Pallets
advice.
I go to everything. Can make
Um,
anything out of pallets these days.
Yes, you can. I remember Chris made a greenhouse out of a pallets a few years ago. A little temporary
Oh, that's
structure.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Now, when talking nutrients, the basic needs for your plant are the macros, the NPK. Nitrogen is most important for fast growth in veg, and then your phosphorus and potassium are good for quality and health and blooming in flower time. Keep your pH within the range of 6 and 7. If you go a little bit higher than that, no big deal. If you go a little bit lower than that, no big deal. Certain micronutrients, such as like electrolytes or like calcium, need a little bit of a higher pH level to properly be absorbed, and that's okay if it gets a little bit higher when you're using something like CalMag. But this is generally the range that you want to be in for soil. And then when you're using hydroponics, it is lower. It's between 5.5 and 6.5.
I usually keep mine right at a 6.
Right
That's
on.
funny.
Ash, how important, Chris Fisher, or anyone who might know this, how important is the water temperature in hydroponics?
It's important because because your root zone is most effective around 70 degrees, as far as the temperature of water in there. So they absorb the most amount of nutrients the most effective way when it is that temperature, which is a little bit on the higher side. So if you're using a little colder water or too warm of water, it'll just affect your plant's ability to uptake those nutrients.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
root rot and all of that too.
True.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't have any of those issues while you were growing in your
Yeah,
tower.
so I actually kept track of the temp, and it never got hotter than 80 degrees on hot, really, really hot summer days that were over like 95.
Mhm.
But also, I'm in Michigan. If you're living in like a hot, like desert area, I'm not sure how the temp would control with them. But I know a lot of
And-
desert growers, but I'm not sure if they even have. I'll have to ask them if they use anything for their tanks.
I use a chiller always.
Yeah, I remember you recommending it to me, and I definitely would like to invest in one for sure because,
Well,
No,
in my experience, marketplace, I see them all over. People getting rid of chillers.
Oh,
And,
okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out then. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, Ashley, you really your tower garden plant performed really, really well.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed. But I will say that I would recommend autos more so in these towers rather than the full photo period ones, unless you're just doing like one at a time or two maybe max. But
Mhm.
man, those roots were hard to chop out of there.
yeah.
I had to do
Yeah,
little
you-
chunks at a time, like I was slicing cake out of there. It was so filled with roots,
Did you weigh everything up when you were done?
like the roots and stuff.
No. Well,
Oh no! Total,
Yeah.
total out of my entire summer grow was 2 pounds, and that was 4, 5, 6 plants total.
okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm happy with it.
Hey, you've got all that medicine, so it can't be bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, for the size of the the plant site that it's on, that's pretty good.
Oh
The
yeah,
plant site is pretty small, so I
Right.
agree with you there as far as doing the auto flowers for that. I think you
Yeah.
can really maximize what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing.
yeah. Or even if you're doing like clones and stuff, you can really pump them out quick with this.
That's the thing about growing outside. You're like always a year ahead. You're like, next year I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put in
Right.
more of that. You're like, you already
Adding
know.
more each year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of growth.
All right.
That's a good thing.
This is one of the last sexy pictures we got.
I love
Where are
it.
they
I don't.
that way?
When I was doing this, I was like trying. I was like, I put in the information. I was like, make them not posing like models, and it didn't do it. It was like this is the not posing.
They're like posing even more now.
I know, but
Wow.
Oh goodness.
additional. See, I uploaded our pictures too, and this is what it came up with. This is like this is
I think it looks great. It's awesome.
yeah,
Perfect.
Good. Those
some of the
eyes
make-
on Dreadful, they're
They're like
like
piercing.
they straight through
Looking
you.
Super
closer.
creepy. Oh
Looking
no,
closer,
no,
hold
don't
on.
do that.
You're like, wait, it's not even in her socket.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's not what I was talking about. I thought they were like scary,
Very
you know.
cyborgish.
Oh, that's funny.
Ugh,
You can always tell an
AI.
AI. Yeah, you can always tell it AI image for now. For now,
I know. Just wait. Give it a year, couple years.
it's getting better and better. But some other equipment that is still important, but we didn't make slides for individual things. Timers. Timers really help automate the whole setup. You can use a timer for your light schedule. If you're running, hydroponics, you can use it for your flood and drain tables, or you can also use it for a whole bunch of things. Actually, you can turn off the entire power to your grow room just by some of these Wi-Fi outlets. If you're like, okay, too hot here, I'm gonna flip this on there, and some of them are really, really, really fancy. So look into a timer. I always use the old school timers because they never fail. They really don't. They're perfect. The analog
They're
timers,
reliable.
very reliable.
The ones with the switch that you flip up all the little pieces around the edge.
Yeah, like
That's the
each
one.
and every one, you're sitting there like click, 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 click.
Yes, it's very
The whole thing-
reliable. Very
Mhm.
reliable.
You can have problems with the other timers going out or shorting, or getting wet and sucking after time, but this does not happen with the analog timers. Grow pots, fabric pots, or air pots are our favorite. Better root aeration, root pruning, ability to transfer water back into the atmosphere, better lots of things. And this is specifically if you're growing soil. Trellis netting, whether you're growing through a scrog or just supporting your plants, it maximizes the yield, and it can help keep your plant a little shorter. For a lot of people, that's important because we get a little too carried away by overplanting and letting our plants go too long in veg, and then we don't realize, shit, what am I going to do about this height?
Ladder.
And then cloning tools, and this is another reason I recommend getting like height extensions if you plan on growing like sativas or plants that tend to have like a really big stretch, because plants can grow twice the size and stretch. I've seen it.
Yes.
Cloning tools, if you're propagating, cleanliness is important. So get a good clone gel, use your nitrile gloves, and get a good clean propagation tray that you can clean out constantly after every rotation.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't see in there? Trays to go under your pots.
Yeah.
I know your
There you
tent
go.
comes with inner lining, but get some trays put under your pot. You do this with all your indoor house plants and everything. Just you don't want water on the floor.
It's a good thing you mentioned that.
It's like you could skip over it really easily or just like not think about it, but it will save you a lot of cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the time for it, if you have the space for it, the vertical space for it, elevate your flood tray off of the ground, drill 2-inch holes under the sides, and your water will not pool up. It'll flow right off of that tray. I like to put one side of my tray a little bit at an angle, maybe like a slight 15-degree angle or 10-degree angle, and all the water runs off of the bottom of the container, and it'll just drip into that hole. You can have a bucket down there. You can have a little pump in there and get that on out of the grow room.
Yeah, I have a little tiny shop vac, a wet dry vac that I keep in my grow room, and I just suck the water right up out of the tray.
That's a great way to do it too.
Mhm.
It really is.
There's little tips that you just kind of learn as you go,
Mhm.
Yeah, and invest in a block, like a box of razor blades if you're cloning. I recommend using a brand new razor blade every single time, and clean the razor blade first with alcohol, because there's oil on the blades to keep them from rusting, and you don't want that to contaminate your clone either.
Excellent advice. I think a lot of people don't take that part seriously, and that's why we have certain diseases like the hops viroid disease that is common in so many genetics these days. So really keep your grow tent clean. Tips for success: plan ahead, pick your strain according to the characteristics that you desire, not just for sativa or indica, but pick something that's suitable for your grow environment. And if you got to play a little bit and you don't have the height space, just train like crazy. Use less plants if you like the sativas, and just do a lot of horizontal training, lateral training. But yeah, the genetics are very, very important. Invest in the quality equipment. It pays off in the end, in yield and your plant health.
Don't just buy a grow tent and throw a plant in a pot and put the plant in the tent with a little light. It won't turn out the best.
Spend a little bit of money on the ventilation and the light. I think that's some of the big things to kind of pay attention to. If you spend a good amount of money on the light, your ventilation doesn't work as hard. If you spend money on good ventilation, you can afford to put in an LED that may be, a little on the lower pay spectrum. I think that's one of the biggest, most important things, is really invest in that good ventilation. Patience. Cannabis plants require time to thrive. People tend to pick a little too early or a little too late. Remember that your trichomes mature after you cut them down as well. So, when you have all milky white, even if you have a little bit of clear in there, if you've got most milky white, you're probably good to cut down. If you have an amber in there, unless that's something you really, really like, it's starting to get a little bit over matured. So a little bit of amber, okay, no problem. But if you're getting quite a bit of amber, your plant's going to mature when it's cut off the branch. It's just going to ruin your yield a little bit. And your plants are going to be a little more airy. Your buds are going to be a little more airy, and you're taking it a little bit too far, and that's okay. Grow logs. Monitor stress levels of plants, organize your plants, give them names and numbers, really important stuff. I didn't put in drying and hanging and curing in the mix too much, but hang and dry in a relatively cool and well-ventilated room. Approximately 60% humidity and 60 degrees Fahrenheit is perfect. It's easy to remember, 60 and 60. Keep it dark, well ventilated for 7 to 10 days, up to 14 days. After that, store your dried buds in airtight jars, sea vaults, grove bags, opening them once a day for a couple minutes just to let them air out, let them off gas. And that's the end.
Wow, that was a fantastic presentation. I mean, geez, everyone in the comments is talking about how they've learned more today than their whole season, and making comments like that. I mean, you're a wealth of information. Thank you.
Oh man, I gotta tell you what, guys. Being not feeling good for the past day and a half and doing this was kind of a little bit of a struggle bus, but feel better now that it's over. Hope you guys learned something new.
Fantastic.
So the hashtag right now is #GrowTed.
Here's a good question I just seen pop up.
How do I transition plants from vegetative to flowering stages in a grow tent? Now, the biggest thing is the light cycle. As we recommended earlier, getting 2 plants, one for your veg or your early clones or seedlings, and then transition them to flowering. And the only thing you really have to do at this time, you don't even have to change your nutrient cycle, but you have to change the light cycle from 12 and 12 while doing your last sprays about 4 or 5 days before flipping them. So that's when I like to use my Azamax about 5 days before flipping them into veg. This is because it's systemic and the half-life is 2 days, meaning after 4 days, it's completely off the surface of the leaf and your plant can get ready to stack on some trichomes.
Great advice.
Oh, thank you, Chad. Appreciate that.
See, that's
All
what
right.
I'm talking about.
So, if you guys don't know how to put together a grow tent, our buddy Chris, Purple Hairs, put in a video for us to watch
Sure.
of him putting in his 8x8, or was it a 10x10? It was a big one.
He's
I
got
think
a
it means yes.
Yeah, we can read.
It
Was
was
it 10 by
10 by
10?
10.
Nice.
AC Infinity.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So let's check it out. Play a little bit of music. Get that hashtag in. Hashtag grow tent. You can see below. No, not this one.
I want like that.
Actually, it might be perfect for his video. But let's check it out, guys. Here we go.
Here's a setup.
Yeah.
That was the wrong one.
Wrong one. Yeah, I got it.
Dang, I didn't realize how big those are. 10 by 10.
There you go. That's that sativa right there kicking in.
This is playing at regular speed, guys.
You want to
A lot
come
of
set up my tent?
No, I'm upset that he blocked those toolboxes. I didn't get a chance to check them out yet.
That's crazy that it took you.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was-
Yeah, time lapse. I was gonna send you my time lapse of my little 4x4, but it's like 20 seconds. I didn't realize that it was that quick.
They go by quick.
They do.
It's like, damn, I really know what I look. I really
Yeah,
look
I'm like,
I
I'm
know
pretty
what
sure that
doing.
took me like 30 minutes. So
Yeah. And then here's Sir Steve-O's video that he's got in his new tent. Let's check it out.
Working on right now. It's deep water culture DWC buckets, 4 of them in the middle of setting it all. Hey everybody, Sir Steve-O here. Here's a setup that I'm working on right now. It's deep water culture DWC buckets, 4 of them in the middle of setting it all up right now. This is a 4x4 tent. This right here, this light, it is a Spider Farmer SF4000. It does have a dimmer as well. But I'm in the middle of getting it all set up. I do have a AC Infinity humidifier here. That's my old one that I used. It was like a reptile fogger. And then what else? I've got AC Infinity fan. It's an oscillator as well. But as you can see here, I don't have any ventilation system on the inside of the tent. But if you look here, 2 components, big, right there, the big hose coming out of the top. Second component that's a big deal in my setup is these fresh air flaps that they have here. See, they got them on both sides of the tent. Now, if you come around to this side, now you can see my AC Infinity. I do have the Controller 69, so I use that as well. And as you can tell, it's kind of chilly in here. You know, the lights weren't on or anything. Because there's no plants, of course, so you know, except for over here, it's my flower tent. But anyway, we've got here's my filtration setup. This is the way I do it. I have the carbon filter right here on the floor. Then I put the motor here. Then I run this big old, I believe that's a 4. Is that a 6-inch? Yeah, that might be 6-inch hose. I don't remember, but it goes right into that top that I was showing you there. So what happens is with all of the doors closed here on the tent, what happens is it creates a negative pressure, and you can see the sides of the tent actually sucking in, and that's because it's drawing the fresh air from these vents down here on the bottom. And it's drawing the fresh air in from the bottom while it's escaping and being sucked out from the top. That is so that when this was a flower tent, I could go much taller, much taller. And instead of having, you know, I gave myself probably an extra foot in this tent, I would say, at least for the stretch. So anyway, we're going to be getting some beans started here pretty soon. This is my my cloner right here that I use, or actually it's more of a propagator, I would say. Over here, a little sneak peek of the flower room. Buds are almost done over here as well. So anyway, everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope that there's my air conditioner. 63 degrees and 31% humidity in here. Oh wow. See why it's important that you have to know how to control your environment inside the tent once it's ready, you know, considering the outside elements as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and happy Fam Friday on Grow Fam TV. Grow Fam for life.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Love it.
What kind of buckets are those? Are those
5
buckets?
gallon.
Oh,
5
okay.
gallon.
Oh,
yeah.
that's like a little hydro grow you're doing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
I bought all new ones. It was on sale, and I think I got it for like $75. That
Oh, yeah.
entire setup. It even has the drip rings and everything.
Nice.
So I was
Exciting.
thinking about popping some Nancy's in there, perhaps.
go.
You know, in 75 days. That's all it takes.
Breaking a record.
I would like to.
You should
but
break what's his name's record?
oh, who
Yeah,
was
how
that?
much did she say was on that one?
I
It was
don't
like a
remember.
pound and a quarter. It was like 550 grams or something. It was pretty high.
Damn.
Ooh.
A pound and a
So-
quarter. Hey, maybe I beat it.
it
No, just kidding.
was an autoflower.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
why I have
gravity.
two, but I don't think it's over a pound.
Oh, nice. All right. So let's put coolant
Last
way
show
on
on the
here.
planet.
Thank you, Alex.
I
Please put in the
agree.
hashtag, guys. I see some folks putting in Grow Fam tent. 580. I think that's what Brad's saying. 580. That's nice.
Okay, yeah, I remember it was in the
Wow.
500s. That's badass.
Yeah.
Wow.
So James, put in Grow Tent. Hashtag Grow Tent. Somehow got mixed into the.
You want me to make that a little larger?
Yeah, you
the
can if you want. I'm gonna
hashtag?
spin it. We
You
could
guys
use.
want to
We
see
could
the
either
biggest
use it-
nug that I've ever grown?
Yes.
One second.
Just like that. Just like that.
Yay.
It's Grow Tent, Jess. Grow Tent.
Grow tent.
Yes.
Move that to the other side.
Just like that. Yes, keep it coming. Keep it coming. This one works too. Look at this thing.
I got a whole branch, but this one right here. Oh man, hang on. Let me shut off the background blur.
It's like, oh no, you're showing us dirty things. We gotta blur it.
Right?
Alex.
All right, let's try this again. Don't mind the mess in the background. But here is the top.
Wow.
Look at how big that thing is.
Nice.
It
That's
smells
amazing.
like heaven. When I
Mm.
go to heaven one day, it's gonna smell like this.
Yeah, right.
You put it down today?
Ah, yes, this is the one that I just picked. The grimy bubblegum in the garage.
Yum.
One of the large and in charge branches.
Oh, that's just a branch. Oh,
yeah,
my
this is
goodness.
just a branch. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are this size or about the same size branches.
That
Is
is
this-
awesome.
But I'm so excited. It's gorgeous.
Beautiful job.
Thanks.
Wow.
Nancy would
You
be
guys
proud.
smell it.
She's traveling now, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to weigh it when it's dry, though, to see how much it is. Because I know it's at least a few ounces.
Yeah.
Was that the whole plant?
This is just a branch.
Just
No,
a
I have like
branch.
7 more branches this size.
There we go.
About
Yeah,
this size.
definitely. Probably at least a QP, I think.
I'm excited.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. 170 people. Good luck.
That's a new one.
That is a new one.
Staggering Productions.
Ooh.
Are you still here?
Looks like a YouTuber.
Mhm.
Gotta have a YouTuber. All right, Blessed Kev. Keep it in the pants, my friend.
Chad tag. No tagging. Bless you.
I don't know if it works like that on YouTube.
I don't know.
He's here.
There he is.
Wow.
Okay, now listen up though, Staggering. I need you to make sure you understand. You have to, since you're on YouTube, if you don't have a Facebook account to hook up with Sir Steve-O, send an email to info@thegrowfam.com so that I can get your information. There it is, right here.
Clever.
info@thegrowfam.com. You have to get a hold of us so that we can give you the instructions on how to claim your prize. Congratulations.
Woo, congrats.
Woo.
He's got a nice picture of his plants there. Nice
Very purple.
purple.
Oh god damn.
Yeah.
What strain you grow in there, Staggering? It's what's that one?
Purple magic.
Mm-hmm.
Purple
Love those
is
strains.
such a gorgeous color.
I
Every
know.
time I look at it, it's like I've looked at it for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
What is the most purple strain that you've ever grown?
None, but please tell me.
Oh,
I did the ice water thing, or the ice on the last 3 or 4 days of my grow to try to bring out that purple in the buds. I should have done it earlier. It worked well, but I did it on Gorilla Glue number 4,
Ooh.
and it turned the flowers. It had some purple. What
Yeah,
do
I've
you
just recently learned that cold is what brings on the purple. I didn't even know this.
has a lot to do with it.
That's so cool. I'm about to plant in the winter. No, just kidding.
yeah. If you can get the temperatures like between 61 and 65, you'll get some nice purple. If it has it
Okay.
inherently in there. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and more days of cold weather, more chance of it getting purple. Temperature fluctuation, humidity fluctuation, temperature fluctuation, will also do it. Like if you have a really big swing,
Mhm.
your plant will throw off that nice color as well.
Well, hell yeah.
What about you, Chris, Mr. Purple Hairs? How what?
There's gotta be a
what's your
strain
favorite?
that like gave you your name. Like that.
No, so I mean the blueberry muffin has always came out a really pretty purple, but this year the ones I posted a lot of that just bright neon purple to it, like that one phenotype, just for whatever reason had a beautiful, just intense kind of purple, bright purple to it. But other than that, I mean, I've had a lot of mine just because I'm an outdoor grower and it is upper Michigan. In that time of year, it gets chilly. So most of my plants end up going purple, but it's whether or not the actual buds and the calyx and stuff go to a purple. Like Ash said, it's got a lot to do with the genetics of the plant too, but the cold temps will make the leaves go purple for sure.
Yeah.
3 strains that you can grow and it'll be purple even if you don't do a temperature drop. Drop cherry, Spanish moon. Spanish moon is super fire. It's probably like one of my favorite strains. And then one we grew, oh my goodness, what was it? It was like a dark Jedi. Oh my goodness, it was black.
Oh,
It was
wow.
straight up so purple it was black. But Trop Cherry, super easy strain to turn purple.
It smells great too.
It's a little peppery, I think. I'm not the biggest fan
Yeah.
of Trop Cherry. Either people love it or they just don't like it.
I grew a number 1 stunna, which is pop cherry in it.
Nice. Did she turn purple?
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
second one you named or
The
called or said?
Top cherry I had.
Yeah.
You have Trop Cherry clones, don't you?
I did. I had a Trop Cherry cut from Relentless. And I ended up I was outdoors right in the summer, and I had some shit in the tent, and I ended up getting mites from just not taking care of things. So I ended up just sitting them outside late season, too late season, and so they did start to flower, and you're right, they did turn instantly. The calyx and everything just started as purple, dark purple. But unfortunately, I lost what I had of that due to spider mites.
Oh no!
Damn.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Outside?
No, inside. For some reason, I caught them in the tent here, late summer, and then by the time I found it, really noticed it, it was too far gone. So that's why I haven't had anything indoor going yet. I have to sterilize and disinfect everything behind me before I can start anything.
Dang. So Staggering Productions, you just won a Dreadful Delights box, a Delights box. So, if you're cool with that, it might have something yummy and trippy in there for you. So if that is no problem, please just let us know if you want to decline it or pay it forward because you don't like that sort of stuff. Then, you can feel free to do that as well, and we can send you something else instead. But they are dreadfully delightful, edible, and good to go. So,
Absolutely.
And then the next thing we're going to spin for, guys, is going to be a Grow Fam box. And we'll do that after we come back from our intermission. Does that sound good?
Woo.
Yes, sir.
All right. So be patient, guys. There's 350 people here tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Probably make this one a little bit of a shorter one. I'm just feeling like shit. At least I'll hop off. If you guys want to keep it going, then please.
Hey, I can be here all night. You guys want
Let's
to
go.
Let's go.
Where the kiddos at? They
I
getting
got
babysat tonight?
two of them with me tonight, and then my mom has 2 of them tonight.
Oh.
Waylon's birthday is on Monday. He'll be 9.
Got half the tribe elsewhere.
Half the tribe, and they're standing here asking me something. I don't know.
All right, guys. So we're going to play a quick commercial break for an intermission, and we'll be right back for a giveaway. So,
Excellent.
1 second. Are you smoking?
Welcome back.
No, not at all.
Oh, well, cheers to that. I love that peppy introduction intermission. It's nice.
It is fun. Livens your spirits a bit.
Oh, Kevin, which one are you growing from the website? Excited to hear. What do you guys plan to do for Christmas? Do you have any fun plans?
I'm gonna be here with my boys, my wife, and my grandson on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day he'll do his thing with his mom and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I've decorated already. We're getting the tree up and stuff right now, and I'm really into the holidays this year. It's been really good.
Oh, speaking of, we promised to help Mom put up the tree tomorrow. Yay! Thanks for mentioning that. I'm excited now.
What are you guys doing for Christmas?
We usually see. Are you smoking weed?
Yeah.
We usually go to her grandparents' house, and they've got like a big gathering there. But we'll probably be hopping from Christmas event to Christmas event on there. We'll probably might go to her aunt's house, and then we'll probably have something here. It's a little ordeal.
Sounds stressful.
Sounds stressful.
You're
We
like,
don't drink anymore, so the schnapps don't work.
Mhm.
So,
And it's
What
on a
about you,
Wednesday this year.
huh?
Oh, it's
Oh, Christmas.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to go to my son's. I can't eat anything, so
Oh, when can you start eating solid food now?
I don't know. Probably at least a month. Everything has to be liquefied. Like,
usually 6
Probably
months
next-
a year. Just kidding.
Huh?
Sorry, that's baby recommendations. Never mind.
hey, dude, I feel like an infant. I'm like having to learn how to eat. I can't even. The amount of liquid that I can take at one time is less than a spoonful. So I'll sit there and I'll take. And you don't want to take a big old gulp because that shit'll come right back up, and it
That's
hurts.
hard.
Almost looks like it might right now.
Do you have a YouTube there, Smashley? This guy really wants to follow you.
Oh yeah, he was asking where he should message me, but I'm the least popular one on YouTube, so that Ashley Huffman is probably me.
I was trying to find you on Twitter.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's
them
Ashley
too.
91 OG. But again, I'm not
Yay!
active on that either. I need
I'm
to be
gonna
more active on those things.
I'm gonna start switching my giveaways to
X,
Twitter
yeah.
because I keep getting hit with restrictions that I'm selling cannabis.
Jeez.
And you're not.
Nobody.
It's like,
Nobody is.
selling shit.
I've seen people like in my story selling all sorts of stuff, and I
Yeah.
can't believe that doesn't get taken out.
For sure.
Yeah, from booty to
Yeah.
crack.
My post on lip balm and stickers. Like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I
jeez.
know. Like
That
oh my
dang
God.
lip balm. People are ODing off that stuff these days.
I guess.
You're not supposed to
Yeah.
bite it.
Well,
Certified chip stick. Is that like a Thai stick?
Yeah, right.
Turn it down. Shut me down. All right. Actually, we can't do a wheel. We'll just do hashtag RoFam the number 4 life for a fan box, and we'll keep that one up so we can do purple hairs giveaway as well.
That's
And if
right.
you know it, you know it. And found you.
Yay.
I have one
Wait.
follower.
Let's shout it out. Where's Kim's? What's Kim's X? I'm gonna go to X and follow you.
It's,
Hey, yeah, maybe I should do the same. That way you can follow me.
I think it's legit bean review.
All right,
There's
guys, head
two
on
of them.
over.
It's got my Zia symbol and with the yellow background. No
The
words.
Venn
Ooh.
No, not that one.
It's this
No.
one.
This one? Wait.
Oh, it's this
I don't
white
know, it's
circle.
It's all very shiny. I get it.
I guess
Oh,
that's
one word.
I found you, purple
Legit
hairs.
Bean NM.
Yeah,
Got it.
legit being in him. Yeah, that
The
one.
one with this picture on it?
Yar.
That's it.
That be it.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're here and you're on X, please follow our friend, Legit Bean Review. One word. Oh, and she follows us. How cool.
Yep. Went through
Nice,
and tried to
nice.
follow everybody that I could find. It's not easy finding people on X.
Uh,
It's kind of
You-
weird.
You have to spell it exactly correctly. It doesn't give you suggestions like it'll do sometimes. That's what I noticed when I was trying to find people.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Hey, Ash, I have a question to ask you. Do you have places there where I can send? We don't have any soil testing around here. Do you know of any place I can send to have my soil tested?
Interesting. Well, we're going to High Plains Engineering to do our soil test. I'm surprised that you don't
I was
have.
gonna say Home Depot offers like tests usually. I know they do water tests and stuff like that, don't they?
I feel like I've heard
I don't know if I would trust. Like I don't know, but
usually
I call
That's why you.
I was gonna say water treatment plants, but I don't really know if they do dirt.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
yeah.
we're looking at-
I called the county extension today, and they said I'd have to send it to like Nebraska. I want to say. I was like, dang.
wow.
Dang,
Because that's
right.
like something they do when they build houses and they got to test the soil. I'm just surprised that there's not one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's surprising.
they probably did. I just hate having to ask those people because they're kind of buttholes.
Have you Googled it? I would just Google it and type your zip code in there. Soil testing. It's gonna be. You're gonna want it done from like. Well, we want it done from an engineer because
Yeah.
we're gonna build a house out there. So we want to.
Our county's like sticklers.
That's
So
the
if you just
perfect
want to find out
test,
what's in
isn't
your
it?
soil, but not need anything major.
Yeah, I just want to look and see what the composition of it is so that I know kind of I think I already pretty much know what the composition of it is. It's very little organic matter, but I just want to make sure I just kind of want to look and see what the composition of it is just to
See how to
see what
treat
I'm
it,
doing.
basically.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to have add a boatload of organic material into it and stuff. So
Yeah, I wouldn't honestly pay to have any heavy equipment back out there to do anything. I would just bring in the organic material from any of the local ranches or something that you might trust or something. You've been in the area for a while, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of organic material around here.
There's ranches, cow ranches, you know?
There's dairies, yeah.
Find like an organic milk company or like, one that does Black Angus steer or something and take their poop.
People that sell or have
Get a
rabbit.
bucket, go to a local farm. They'll just ask you why you're out in their field.
Hey, I was
I guess
thinking
you-
about going to all the local restaurants and collecting all their leftovers.
Genius.
Yeah, go for it. I know that you can call coffee shops and they'll give you your coffee grounds. That's what I did last summer.
Yeah,
That's
we get ours from Starbucks
Yeah,
down the road.
yeah. Every now and then I'll go and pick up a bag. They have like
It's
a
never
free.
gonna-
In the summertime, they actually do like a bin of grounds for gardeners, and you can just go in and pick it up and leave.
That's awesome.
Pretty
That's
cool,
the way
yeah.
to do it.
Right,
Mhm.
Otherwise, it just goes into a landfill.
right.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a lot. That's pretty labor intensive though. I have a humongous, you guys have no idea how big my yard is.
Yeah, I would just go bulk way then. And what is that one site you always recommend? The chip, drip, or drop?
That's it.
We
Chip
don't
drop.
have-
Oh, okay.
We don't have that here because we don't have trees.
Yeah, I was gonna say you won't in the desert.
Yeah.
Chris, Steve-O, Ashley, you guys will have no problem getting wood
Oh, yeah.
chips. You can buy them too. We bought a lot.
Yeah, we signed up for chip drop, but
It never
we
comes
just don't have that many trees where we're at.
Yeah.
Do you have
I
a
wish I would have. They were
elderly
clearing land.
community or a senior citizen home?
What was that?
I think it like cut
Do
out.
you have a senior citizens home or like an elderly retirement community somewhere near you?
Yeah.
Okay, so go there and talk to the kitchen staff and tell them you'd like them to bag all of their leftover vegetables. My brother-in-law works at a retirement community. The amount of food they go through on a daily basis, he will fill me up a 5-gallon bucket full of eggshells in one day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was
Because they
wondering
cook
where that
eggs
was
in the
going.
breakfast.
We're not gonna leave there, Chris. He did it.
I
That is
wasn't.
smart.
I
They also
wasn't
the
sure.
coffee that they make there. Yeah.
There you go.
Mr.
I
Burns has trees you
sure
can
we're-
borrow from. You gotta give them back though. Deposit fee.
I wasn't
Yes,
sure
yes,
where
yes.
you were going with that retirement home thing there. It was like,
I know. I was like, wait a minute. She's not about
They
to.
don't have backyard there.
I'm like, I ain't dealing in human shit. Sorry.
I love it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god, a cow patty. Yeah. I forgot someone said it, but yeah, dairy farms, like you said.
I
you
can
know,
ship you some chicken. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah. Or
When
just bag it up, vacuum seal it, and be like, open that outside.
maybe there's something wrong with me, but when Chris asked about the old folks home, I at first I thought he meant collect all the poo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe I'm twisted, but that was the first thing I thought he meant until he
Especially
explained
the
it.
pause, like go to a nursing home, and then it was like silent.
they have overabundance of that poop that they're just ready to give away.
At a
Yeah,
nursing home?
daycares, all that sounds like a good idea.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm not doing human shit.
No,
There's
although I think some pretty impressive results with it. I have. I'm not even kidding.
That's almost right up there with cannibalism. Like, don't fucking mess with human shit.
Now it
not
depends on your diet. If you're
Yeah, that makes
if you're vegetarian, I imagine they'd have some decent shit.
Yeah,
well, the
but I ain't
thing about,
using it.
the thing about human poop is if it's not like sterilized or treated or whatever, you can get typhus and all kinds of nasty diseases from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. But
Can you
There's other
imagine
options,
neighbors?
guys. Maybe if you're trying to survive, we'll talk about it then.
Right? Can you imagine your neighbors though?
Yeah.
Cow manure stinks really bad. I can only imagine what. Oh my god. Blech.
there's Kim at it again, just openly going in the backyard.
Squatting over the plants.
Oh, Brad, we're kidding.
There's an elementary school right behind my house too.
Yeah, on a serious note, you can definitely pass diseases with human poop, so don't try that at home. for
Well,
sure.
even animals, if it's not properly composted, like on a serious note, make sure it's composted.
Yes, and make sure the animal that you're getting poop from is mostly a vegetarian.
Mhm.
That is important. Animals that eat meat their poop is just no good.
Yeah, it's full of bad microbes.
That is true. But our favorite is alpaca. So if you have any ranches out there that have it, then that'd be a good route to go.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if we have any alpaca farms down here. We used
Oh,
to. There used to
fuck
be a place. I don't know if we still. They have an ostrich farm. I bet their poop's pretty good.
No.
What they do with their poop.
Amber, you might. I don't know if you're joking or not, but like
Some people
I
actually
kind
do
of
like
like
the
it too. I don't mind the smell. Of,
I mean, I
of
don't
animal
love
food
it,
in the-
but it's not like a perfume.
yeah,
You
But
say that and I think of Greeley.
I know I'm in the
I'm
country
like,
now.
no, it just smells like blood and poop.
When they process it, it smells way worse. When they process cows, that just stinks. But their poop doesn't smell nearly as bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It smells kind of ammonia. It
yeah,
hasn't-
I feel like I smell a lot of the chemical methane. I mean,
Yeah.
Staggering, I got your email and I've responded to you. Thank you for getting to me right away. Congratulations.
Ooh.
Thank you, Steve, for being so good at that. I appreciate you.
oh yeah.
So let's spin it, guys. Good luck. This is for a chance to win a Grow Fam box. And then after that, we're going to spin for some Purple Hairs cookie dough. This is a Purple Hairs Gardens exclusive. And if you want something that turns purple, this might be the one for you. There's a few phenotypes that do turn purple. That is Granddaddy Perp times cookie dough. Pretty gassy, pretty purpley. Steve-O's grown it before, so we can kind of chime in on that.
What was it called?
Granddaddy
Purple
Purple
cookie dough.
Oh, okay.
Well, cookie dough, yes.
with cookie
Granddaddy
dough.
Perp times cookie dough. Real gassy, real deep purple if you get the temps down.
Yeah, I don't think I could go to a slaughterhouse. I probably
No.
would never be able to eat meat again.
Yeah, no, commercial ones especially are awful. Don't even get me started.
I went on the one of the reservations here. I went to a calf killing. They had a family member that was getting married. That was kind of traumatizing. Thank God I was stoned out of my mind.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mr. Burns, it is pretty relevant. I mean, we're talking about amending her soil, you know? So, Christy Lyons with a trippy alien picture there. Are you here? Oh, shit. Oh, it's me. Yes, it is you.
There
Woohoo!
you go, Christy.
Big
Congratulations.
Christy in the house. Awesome. So, Christy, if you can right now, please do us a favor and head on over to this man's page.
Your turn.
There's
The glorious beard. This is karma for Steve. We'll leave him up here for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Remember, there's 2 eyes in Sir, and I'll be the first one that'll pop up. And get a hold of me right away, and we'll get you taken care of. For me.
Awesome,
Send you the
man.
instructions. Yes.
somebody's having a good time.
my grandson, he's awesome.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah,
like-
he was going down the hall.
Oh,
I could hear him out there in the hallway.
Heck yeah. First time winner, Christy, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
I
Awesome.
miss being around kids.
You want to borrow mine?
Yeah, hey, anytime. We'll just
Yeah,
throw 'em on
ship
in
them
there.
on
Yeah, I'll send them on the next flight.
I'm not doing overnight. That's too expensive. You're gonna get flat rate.
Yeah, no.
flat rate.
Flat rate. You'll be give 'em plenty of place. It'll be good.
And I'll turn them loose out there in the dirt.
Yeah, they'll plow for you.
I remember when I was a kid out at my elementary school, it was like nothing but dirt, no grass or anything. And we used to sit out there at recess and just dig in the dirt like we were digging to China.
We'll make it there. We'll get there.
I know.
Don't
Why
break
didn't
up
you think
that
that would
hard
work?
We'll be putting them to work, yeah.
Like, let me just keep digging.
You're making Brad shook. This is a good idea. Kim says check for schools Check schools for scraps.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Poop. Oh, sorry. So to bring it back there, so poop from meat eaters and meat in general, probably not the best to throw in your compost either. So fish isn't bad. Like nice, clean white fish work the best. Not to be prejudiced against pink fish, but
What about the black fish?
white fish just is a little on the lighter side, tend to have like less anaerobes. So people like tilapia poo, and tilapia byproduct for fish protein hydrolysate. Very, very popular, very common. Thank you, Amber. You got another one coming out. So Amber kept ordering GrowFam boxes. I think she's gonna pick up a GrowFam box addiction. It's not the worst to have.
Oh, boy.
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Yep. So what we'll do, guys, is we will spin it again. This time for a Purple Hares cookie dough. If you win it, guys, just do me one favor. Promise me you're going to show it off in the group. Just show off the grow. Let us know how we did. And shout out Chris Fisher. Tag Chris. Tag GrowFam. And let's grow this thing. Let's sell some beans, huh?
Excellent.
Good luck, everybody. Who's going to win?
Come on. Kevin Miller.
Kevin.
So for tonight, I believe these are all new winners.
Cool.
Yep.
If Kevin's here.
If Kevin's here. So, and we've been 2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin, you better show up.
Amber's
Come on.
like, I bought a hoodie too. Yes, you did.
I know that's next on my list. I need that sage green. It's beautiful.
I'm waiting till I know I'm going to lose weight. So
Well, even better than the way they look is the way they feel. And you think they're soft. You're like, oh, yeah, they're going to be soft, whatever. And then you get it and you're like, holy shit, soft. You'll be like, nah, how they pull this off and it's only $49.99 on sale.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We didn't get any lightweight,
There's
cheap ones. So
Woohoo!
Kevin
dear.
There he is.
hiding in the background. There he is.
Here. All right. Well, Kevin, same thing for you. Hit me up on my messenger. That's Sir Stevo, SIIR Stevo. And I'll try to find you, of course. But just like when I'm searching for Christy, I can't find her. So get a hold of me so that we can take care of you and let you know how to get your prize.
Awesome. And you did get an email from, what was it, Productions?
Staggering.
Staggering Productions. Love the
I'm
name.
communicating with Staggering already. We're perfect.
Boys. Great.
It's like an iconic Christmas name, Kevin. Home Alone.
Yeah. One of the greatest. One of the greatest. Well, thank you for the 240 people who stuck around. We appreciate y'all. I'm gonna head out. If you guys want to kind of continue the chat, that's cool.
Okay.
Or yeah,
Let's see.
Ashley's down to go all night. She said so.
Yeah, we can stay here all night, everybody.
All right, I'll just keep everybody there.
Yeah, we can. Do we have anything that we haven't? Oh, we could close. I'd like to show my video about getting your health insurance because the deadline's coming up. I want to remind everybody about that. We could close
Awesome.
out with that if you guys want.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right,
You
great.
feel better, Ash.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Well
that.
wishes.
Get
I'm
some
gonna go to
rest.
sleep.
All right. Well, this is just a minute long, everybody, and then we'll close. So I guess good night.
Good night, everyone. Much love.
Buenas noches.
Hello, everybody. Sir Steve-O and GrowFam TV have a special message for you and a reminder that November 1st of 2024 is open enrollment for health insurance. That's right, open enrollment for healthcare.gov, where you can go to the website and apply and use our tax dollars as your government stipend in order to be able to get most, if not all, of your premium covered for 2025. So there's no excuses now. Let's get our health insurance. Those of us who don't have it, and you may even be able to improve the health insurance that you already have. So definitely check into it. It is at healthcare.gov. At GrowFam TV, we care about you and your health, and we want everyone to stay healthy and stay organic. GrowFam for life.